Well, it's been a very grim Christmas holiday weekend. I think 18 or 19 fatalities have occurred on the state roads, and this is the highest during the 6 Christmas periods that I've been the Minister for Transport. I remember in 1965 the figure was 16, and although it's 19 at the present time, we can't take any consolation from the fact that there are about 700,000 additional motor cars on the road from what there were 5 years ago, and about 800,000 additional drivers. The facts are that there have been a number of fatalities, many of them out of all proportion to the statewide total, have occurred in the northeastern police district centred around Newcastle. I've known at least 2 of the young people who have been killed, and I've seen the sadness and the suffering that has come into the homes of friends during this Christmas period. I can only make an appeal to motorists, and there are a small element of motorists, about 5% we estimate, who give us most of our trouble. If it's possible to appeal to them, because sometimes their attitudes are just haywire and their driving is shocking, and they often take innocent victims with them. If I can appeal to them, I would ask them to ease up, to exercise whatever care they can during the next 2 or 3 days of the holiday season, and see if we can peg back this dreadful carnage that is taking place on our roads.
Mr Morris, are you going to legislate to make licences harder to get?
We have the Traffic Accident Research Unit, which the government set up earlier this year to go into, in a certain amount of depth, some of the problems of road safety. We've had very little research at our disposal, and this unit is just completing a project on driver licensing, driver testing. It may well be that the unit will make some recommendations for stiffer driving tests. I don't know at this stage. What I've said is that the review is underway, and when the report is available it will be published, and we'll have a look at the recommendations that are made by people who are expert in the research field and whom I believe we ought to listen to. So often in road safety we talk when we're a little emotional, and we don't always say the things that are best in the assault against the toll of the road, and this is why we've set up a unit of experts to advise us in the various fields.
Do you think personally that tougher licences would be an answer?
I would like to see some improvement in the driver licensing and testing at the first test, but quite frankly some of the fatalities that have occurred over the Christmas holiday weekend seem to show just an appalling attitude on the part of drivers, and some of them drivers of mature years, and I'm not sure how more adequate testing of them, say 20 years ago, would have helped the present situation. I think frankly that we need to change the attitudes and the whole psychology and the thinking of some of our drivers. Only a small number, but it's this small percentage who have caused the havoc on the roads over the Christmas holiday period.
Have you any other measures in mind to curb the mounting road toll?
I have asked the Premier for additional traffic police. We need more. We've put on 1,000 additional police during the past 4 or 5 years. We need some more, but here again, some of the fatalities could only be avoided if we had a policeman at every mile of every road in the state. You see, we had a provisional licence holder yesterday way out in the never-never, doing 80 miles an hour in his car that's limited to 40-mile-an-hour speed. He killed himself, regrettably. On other occasions, such as at Muswellbrook today, we've had innocent victims, families, kiddies, who have been killed, and this is a real tragedy over the Christmas period.
In light of the lower comparative road toll in Victoria over the Christmas period, do you think compulsory wearing of seatbelts may be the answer?
Well, I've asked the Victorian Minister only today to give us an analysis of their accident figures. I don't know whether their accident figures are down or whether seatbelts have played a part. If they have, I'll be very happy for them, because their toll is down. Ours and that of South Australia is sky high. Now, we had a very low fatality rate last year. In 1964, I noticed with some interest, when we had 700,000 less cars on our road, the fatality rate over the Christmas holiday period, which was the same length as this one, was 24. So the graph is pretty erratic, and it's sometimes hard just to determine what are the causes. We know that it's failure of the human element, but sometimes what motivates the attitude of some of the drivers, this small element, is just hard to understand.